Welcome to another Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. I'm Benjamin, and like always, I don't know where to look on the screen, but I am going to be looking down very soon and showing you some of the smaller size notes that I got at the American Numismatic Association World's Fair of Money that was held in Oklahoma City at this point a few months ago. So I've shown you the notes that fit in my large size holders, and now I'm going to show you. And I've shown you the odd notes, kind of like the, I guess the specimens and some of those other notes from Goznak and everything. So now I'm going to show you the third of the 4 videos I want to show you from Summer Seminar. And these are the notes that fit in the smaller size banknote holders and not so much oversized. There's a bunch of them, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first step is to line it up that way and then blow up the note. Maybe get it a little bit lower there for you and centered so that we can begin our lovely and hopefully rather quick video. This is the new series of notes from Belize. They're kind of nice. I thought the last series got to be a little cartoony, and I'm glad they have a new one, although I wish they'd have troubled to put King Charles on at least one of them. So there we go, a nice waterfall and waterfall and river on a purple 2. And a lovely red 5 with another hero of Belize on one side. And then on the back of it we have historical buildings of Belize as a theme. So kind of a nice note. I'm not going to complain about the vignettes. They're pretty nice. But I mean, hey, when you're having to repeat the same guy several times on a note, you could take the time to maybe put King Charles on one of them. I do like the green colors of this note. It's very soothing. On the front, there is some kind of bird. And on the back, there is another bird, a toucan. Maybe not Toucan Sam, but a toucan nonetheless. And I stopped at the 20 because I just do not like to spend a lot of money on a high value from a country that I'm not convinced is going to hold its value. It is who I am. I'm sorry. This is kind of a tan note. And on the back has one of my favorite big cats, a jaguar, and then some kind of probably iguana here on this end. So it's a lovely, lovely series of notes that I was able to get. And whenever there's nothing else to buy, I will pick up that 50 and that 100. There is a new family of notes from Trinidad and Tobago as well. We have this lovely red $1. And sadly, you know, like with the, maybe you have to make that one a little smaller. With the Belizean notes, there's no effort to have the king on one of the notes. I have some Trinidad and Tobago notes that have Queen Elizabeth on it, so that's one of the reasons I'm somewhat disappointed. I love the green of the 5. Central bank building, I'm guessing, and a market scene, so I'm not going to say it's inspiring, but at least these aren't ugly. You may have noticed that they're all polymers, so that is kind of a neat thing too. And I also stopped with the 20 on this one. I will make time to get the larger sizes whenever there's nothing more interesting for me to buy at that time. I do like the color of this note, sort of purpley and blues, violets. And I do like the vignette of the kettle drums here. That is an instrument I would like to learn how to play. I did get one of the Falkland Islands new notes, and it does have King Charles III on it, and it's a £5 note. And sadly, for me, every note from this family is exactly the same note. It's just a different color. I'm so disappointed. But you can see on red the king, and then, you know, a map of the Falklands, and then on this side, not an ugly scene, but by the time you've seen it on this note, you kind of wish you could see it different designs on the other notes. I got this 5 manat from Turkmenistan, and it is some sort of commemorative. I'll have to put on my Turkmenistani hat and figure out what it's commemorating. But it was a lovely little pickup, and it's a nice note that I will continue to research, and who knows, it might show up on a unique video someday. Here's a dram from Armenia, high value. It's one of the higher values, and of course there's Mount Ararat in the background. And then I did get this interesting note from Bolivia. I hadn't had one of these banknotes in such a high denomination before. This is a red color, 5 million pesos bolivianos, or whatever they chose to call it this round. I do like how this harken backs to notes from the 1800s, though, with all the lathe work on the back. My friend Alex got me this 5 lati from Lithuania, or Latvia. I swear my language habits are decaying. But it's a lovely little note. I enjoy it. Now the next note looks like I got all the same note, because they are a 20 after a 20 after a 20 after a 20 after a 20. And you know what? They are all the same notes. Beautiful notes. And they're commemorative with a legend right here that says bicentennial of the consummation of the national independence. So they are commemorative, and you might wonder why I have so many of them. Well, when you're at a major A&A show, sometimes dealers are there and they will sell you every date with every signature available on it. And the Bank of Mexico is a bank that likes to have 4 or 5 sets of signatures on each of their notes. And Portugal used to do this as well. So this set was super cheap, and so I was able to buy them all. So I was pretty happy to get that. That'll probably be a video all its own. This banknote, absolutely love. It is a 10,000. And I'm trying to see if I can't show you what I'm trying to show you. Maybe this is the best one. Okay. Do you see all those speckles? That's a UV effect. This banknote is beautiful. Has some volcanoes on it. And on the back it has a jaguar and a puma. But when you look under the black light, look at that. It absolutely looks like outer space. It's one of the neatest notes I've ever seen, and I was so glad to get that note. It wasn't too terribly expensive. And I was able to get this note. I don't know how. I guess once they're in here, the United States isn't terribly picky about if you pick it up for $1 here or there. But this is one of the last banknotes of Syria, and one of the only ones that depicted Bashar Assad. I kind of like this side. It shows a parliament or the ruling chambers, although I'm sure much more was done, in the presidential palace than there was in this government building. It's a pretty note nonetheless. Got another little United Arab Emirate. I like these polymers because the object that they have in the see-through window is almost as nice enough that it can be a picture. Nice logo of the Emirates over here. It's a pleasing note. Some ruins on it. Then we move to a lovely 2000 in blue Mauritania. I think these just look so nice. This kind of blue is one of my favorite colors on a banknote. Here we got a camel, we got a boat. We've got what is probably the Quran. We got, it looks to me, some manufacturing plants right here. And then here it looks like we have some gantry trains and perhaps some ocean-going oil platforms. I was pretty happy to get this note. I have this note, but I was able to get this note in blue and without graffiti, which is one reason I like it. I think the other one I have has graffiti, but this family of notes is one of my favorite hands-down notes, so I'll be sure to stick it in another video. Here is a note from Kazakhstan, And it seems the fashion now to have these little patches on the note that look like blobs of gold that have been stamped once they've been placed on the note. And it looks really three-dimensional, but it's really not. It's no more dimensional than the paper that the note's printed on. It's pretty impressive. Splendid eagle on this note. It's just a gorgeous note. And then here we have a Argentine 1,000 pesos, and it's a vertical note with a bird on it, some sunflowers. So it's kind of a nice note. Orange, bird footprints. That may be a grouse of some sort. And I guess I'll be doing some more research. Here on this side we have like this bird in the tree, and there's a baby one on the ground. There's little footprints all over the note. This is kind of nice. I was able to pick up this Fiji $10. She's wearing the Burmese ruby tiara. And here's a boat or an ocean trip. You know, there's a canoe, there's a family. Dressed far more comfortably for their day than I usually am dressed for mine. And then I was pretty happy because I was able to get a whole slew of quetzals, and I think I have almost all of the quetzals of Guatemala now. And there's little differences in all of them. They all have the little Maya number there, but there's one. There's another. You see any of the differences yet? There's another. And finally, there's the last. Now, all of these notes, I think, have a different pick number, or they're at least different dates anyway. So let's see if we can't see any more of the differences. I almost feel like I'm at the eye doctor, and I'm going, can you see better here or here? Do you see the flag? Don't see the flag. See the flag? And now we see the flag again. And again. So, I mean, it's pretty neat. Some of the differences are just in the window. Like this one doesn't have anything in it, and that one has a white face. So there's minor differences, but I will catalog them and share them. This is another note from Kazakhstan I was happy to get. This is a 10,000, whatever their denominations are, a 10,000 something. But what I like about it is it's one of the few notes that has a snow leopard. And those of you who've watched all my videos, you've seen my Nepal banknote that has a snow leopard. And here's another one with the snow leopard. I think that Kazakhstan has a snow leopard stylized on a different banknote. But I was pretty happy to get this one. There's a stylized one, but I mean a different banknote entirely that has another snow leopard. 5,000 Cruzeiros Reis with the cowboy theme, which is more evident on this early vertical note. And there you go, you have a caballero doing some roping, and there is a lovely bull that I can't wait to do another cow video for you guys with. And here we have, from Georgia, a lovely 50 whatsits. But what is the most fascinating thing about this note is who is depicted on this note. This is a picture of King Tamar, or King Tamar. Most of you recognize Tamar as a Bible name, as one of the daughters of King David, and that was her name. And when she ruled as a king. So she's one of the few women in history who have ruled as a king. Hatshepsut ruled as Pharaoh in Egypt. And then we have Jadwiga of Poland, who ruled as king of Poland as well. And on the back, it looks like we have some sort of griffin. I don't know, I'd be kind of pissed if my tail went on the attack and I was just a body length away from it. Okay, and this is another banknote with a fantastic beast, but also a bow and arrow. So this note ticks a lot of boxes. Here is a $10 from the Solomon Islands, and it was a commemorative that I don't think I had, so I was pretty happy to get it. We have athletics on this side of the note, this kind of purple and red and blue note. And then on this side, we have the flag. It's just a truly nice note. And here is another 1,000 pesos of Argentina. And it's a a military scene from early in their history. Same color note you may recognize from the bird note earlier. Same color scheme. And the man who has graced so many banknotes of Argentina before. And then the final note I'm going to have in this short video is 1,000, and it is from Kazakhstan, and it commemorates the 80th year of the end of the Great War, just like in my bigger notes I showed you. I had one from Belarus. So here's 1,000 denomination of a note commemorating the 80th year of the end of the Great War, World War II. And if you look here, we have different vignettes. We have, looks like we have soldiers right here with machine guns. I don't know, lots of nice little, almost look like pictures. So it's a lovely note. And it's sad that we can commemorate the war, but the United States can't find it upon themselves to commemorate, I don't know, the 250th year of our own birth. It's getting weird lately, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so there you go. Those are the main banknotes that I got from my time in Oklahoma City at the A&A show. I do have one more video of things I got from that show, and it's going to be a little bit different because it's actually gold. I was able to get quite a lot of gold. Now, I'm not rich, but I think you'll like the way I'm going to show you gold, and you're going to be like, I thought this was a banknote channel. Well, these are banknotes, and they're banknotes that actually have gold in them. Maybe you've heard of the gold back, maybe you haven't, but I'm here to present to you most of the gold backs. The only gold backs I don't have to show you are the brand new ones from Arizona that have come out this month. This is kind of an intrinsic value local currency, but a currency that you can use widespreadly. And I think that even there are some places around the world that are getting in on this game. So I can't wait to share them with you next. I am Benjamin. This is Numismatic Notes with Benjamin. Please comment, please share, please cuss and discuss with me things that you would like. Which of these notes you think warrant me doing an up close and personal deep dive. Have a jewel of a day.